I don't know why this lady even started me. Now, her argument on pro-choice is cool, but her attack on men is unacceptable, and we're not gonna have that. So we're gonna break her argument down piece by piece, and at the end of the video, I'm gonna just throw it all away with just one sentence. So if you haven't subscribed already to the channel, make sure you subscribe for videos like this.
Ooh, this about to be a rant, and I don't even want to waste your time. Go ahead and unfollow me, because I'm pro-choice, pro my damn self, and anti anybody that hates women. I said because they're trying to overturn abortions, men that don't want to be fathers should be ordered to stay in the house and maintain a healthy household. Men that don't want to be in the house should give over their rights and be arrested. And like I knew I would be, I was attacked. Many of the comments was like, women need to be held accountable too. Let me make something abundantly clear. Women have been held accountable so much so, we have accountability spilled over that could be given to men. We live in a world where a man can say, not really ready to be a father, and dip out. Well, y'all get child support, right? 20% of their income. And if they don't make income or their income comes under the table, well, that's a conversation y'all aren't ready to have.
Accountability, where and how? I would have loved for her to explain that a little bit more. But of course, let's go. We do live in a world where if a man doesn't want to be a father, he can just get up and walk off. And then if he could duck child support and be savvy, then he can do that. However, she forgot to mention that we do live in a world that if a man does want to be a father, he has no rights to that. It's 100% a woman's choice. So if she wants to go dismiss that pregnancy, she can go ahead and dismiss it. And he can say nothing about it. And let's remember, that's their child, not just hers. But it is her body. Let's just keep that in mind for the rest of the argument. This man right here is a well-earning man, and his wife just abducted his kid and took him back to Japan. And then came back and got a lawyer from here in the United States to get him for child support in California. In California, child support is no joke. I'm gonna put that link in the description here where he breaks that down. But a woman can just do that. She can just abduct your child, just take him wherever you want to go and still put you on child support. So although you cannot see your own child, she can just get up and still put you on child support. In order for a man to get full custody of his children, the mother has to just be off. And then maybe for the safety and the betterment of the kids, it goes to the man. But if both of them are perfectly fine, guess who gets custody of the kids?
Some comments were like, it's not fair to punish men. It's the government that's trying to control women's bodies. Right, but unfortunately, nobody ever gives a fuck unless it negatively affects men.
No one cares unless it affects men? Okay. Men are at the bottom of every spectrum. When we talk about people deleting themselves, men overwhelmingly lead that. Men are number one when it comes to workplace deaths. Men are number one that go to war and die for everybody that's here. Men do the hardest jobs out here. Those all affect men. In fact, women are not at the bottom of any spectrum except when it comes to taking advantage of their body. That's the only spectrum where women are harmed more. So how nobody cares unless it affects men? Everything is based on women and children. Men are expendable. We all know this, except the privileged. As we see the war in Ukraine, where women and children were allowed to leave, but men from young age to old age had to stay. So you telling me that a 24-year-old woman that's alive and able-bodied gets to flee when it's war, but then a 60-year-old man has to stay and fight? Yeah, that's the type of world we live in. Nobody cares unless it affects them. Please.
Some comments were like, women can strap up and put on a condom too. But the question isn't who is responsible for practicing safe sex. We trying to figure out what happens in the event that birth controls and condoms don't work because they're not foolproof.
What happens in the case where contraceptives don't work? Yeah, that's a very small minority of those cases. Don't act like everyone's out here just using protection and the protection just doesn't work at all. And people are just taking it and using it for no reason at all. That's a lack of accountability.
All I'm saying is if you want to control women's bodies, then more consequences have to be given to men. Because child support and 2 weekends out the month ain't comparable to raising a child. If raising a child was that easy, more people would do it. Women need to be held accountable, yet it's widely acceptable for men to get rid of their responsibilities and disappear. If a woman didn't feel like raising a child that she had brought onto this earth to, I don't know, fulfill her dreams, she'd be attacked by everybody from every angle.
People would shame women for not wanting to be mothers? Really? And that's completely wrong. If a woman didn't want to be a mother, it's completely embraced. I've seen women leave their babies in dumpsters and still get embraced. They're gonna just blame it on postpartum. Cool.
Before you hit me with, well, everybody should be having safe sex, baby, I already said that. And the response I got from most men was, man, I ain't trying to hear all that. It feels good. Well, it doesn't matter if it feels good to men. Women should make that hard decision and stand up and say, no, we have to wear a condom and we have to be safe. Right. Women, more accountability. In the event that she does make the hard decision and say, if you don't want to do things the safe way, we won't do it at all. And the man doesn't want to take no for an answer, then what? Well, I guess she's a mother now and have to deal with whatever consequences come her way.
Yes, a woman has to say wear a condom. It's her body, right? That's the whole entire argument. So therefore, if something that's going to enter your body, you get to say whether it is or it is not going to happen. A woman needs to protect herself from not only disease, but also the possibility of getting pregnant. Men can get pregnant, so therefore a man only has to protect himself from disease. That has nothing to do with men. That has everything to do with nature. So it doesn't matter what he wants to do, it matters what the woman wants to do. Now, if a woman allows him to do that, then she allows him to do that. This is a lack of accountability again, this modern day feminism to try to make men seem like we're gonna attack the woman now because she said we had to put on a condom. Because that's just what the majority of men do. If she was to say put on a condom, oh, I'm too scared to say no. Because Lord knows what he's gonna do with me. The man you just vetted and was willing to have sex with, Lord knows what he's gonna do if I tell him no, we gotta wear a condom. I can guarantee you he'll just put on a condom. But no, that would give women some accountability in the decisions that they make, because now they have to make it seem that it's somebody else's fault. You gotta play a victim. Please. We could dig that deeper. I'm gonna put another link in the description on one of my other videos. There was a woman that wanted oral sex from a man and he denied it and said that he wasn't gonna do it, and she shot at him. Attempted murder. And being that women receive 63% less time than men, let's see what she got for that. Link in the description. Go check that video out.
Things shouldn't be done like we're in 1922 because we're in 2022 and things ain't the same. Men struggle with raising families because they aren't the sole breadwinner anymore. A lot of them ain't even got a crumb. I'm gonna stop you right there. I ain't bitter about shit and I never had an abortion, but I know women who have. And it's not a fun and easy decision, and a lot of the times they have to make that choice by themselves. Whether you're pro-choice or pro-life, that part really don't even matter. It's taking away our right to choose. And the more time goes on, the more rights we will be stripped of. But hey, I'm not an old white man. If you want to take away our rights, take them. But more than just women need to be held accountable. If women are forced to be mothers, then men should be forced to be fathers, and it takes more to being a father than just finances. And if you're pro-life, then that's amazing. I would never condemn somebody for making a choice, but with that same breath, open your heart, home, and wallets to these children. You ever seen a mother or a father whose behavior you really didn't quite agree with and thought, these people shouldn't have kids? Right. Listen, in the event that this video ends up on the wrong side of the algorithm, click on my link, go to my website, and join my text club, because in a minute, women won't be allowed to get on social media.
It does take more than finances to raise a child. She needs to have a conversation with all these women that's trying to get pregnant by these celebrities so they can have a meal ticket. Even going to the length of stealing a man's sperm until the hot sauce popped up. Oh, again, just to throw that in there, stealing a man's sperm is not a crime. If a woman is successful at stealing a man's sperm and gets pregnant, he still has to pay child support for that child no matter what. Yeah, but no one cares unless it affects men. Sure. And since it takes more than finances to raise a child, men should not have to be fighting just to get visitations for their children. That's some more accountability that women don't want to have. They get to pick and choose whoever they get pregnant by if they were not taken advantage of. 100%. And it just so happens that you just choose to pick the men that's terrible. Now let's throw away her whole entire argument. If all these men do not want to be fathers, and nobody cares unless it affects men, then wouldn't men want women to have the right to exercise dismissing children? They would want you to be able to go to the doctor and get rid of it. That's when the feminism is not feminism. And let's make this clear. Me personally, I believe that they should have the right. I think it's actually stupid to take the right away, because the only thing they're doing is taking away the right for them to do it legally. The illegal ones would jump up. So that's not going to only harm the fetus, but it will harm the mother. So now we're talking about more deaths on top of deaths. So you trying to prevent death is only going to increase death. So it's stupid. That's my opinion. You shouldn't be able to tell somebody what they should and should not do with their own body, because it's them that have to deal with the consequences that come behind that. So allow them to deal with any consequences that come behind that. So taking away people's rights is ridiculous. Subscribe and stay safe.